Coming up on this edition of MU Report, the beginning of the fall term and all that comes along with it. Rachel Ford will tell us about parking problems that begin every semester.
Adam Rogers will preview the seniors on Marshall's football team, and Dwight George will bring us a progress report on the Paul Ambrose Trail.
From the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications, your home for Marshall University news, this is MU Report.
Hello and welcome to this first edition of MU Report. We are a student-produced newscast of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Marshall University. I'm Brittany Barton.
And I'm Jared Clay. Now on to our top story. With the autumn season quickly approaching, Marshall University students have arrived on campus for the fall 2012 semester. Despite the diversity throughout the student body, every student shares a common goal of hoping to graduate one day. Lauren Hightower reports.
Students are back on campus as summer vacation has concluded. Marshall University offers many options for their students to participate in throughout the semester. Whether a freshman or a senior, one thing that every student at Marshall has in common is a goal to one day graduate.
Oh, I love Marshall so much better than high school. There's so much more freedom, and even if there's like more work and everything, it's just do my homework earlier and don't procrastinate and really like get down and study for exams instead of watching TV and tweeting all the time, because that's really getting me behind on my work.
Dean Steve Hensley also discussed the importance of having the students stay all 4 years working towards their college degree.
I don't think the numbers are in for this year. Our preliminary estimate is that we have about the same number of students that we had last year. I'll tell you, we're doing a little better job in getting our students to stay and complete their first year and go into their second year.
Students don't always make the best decisions when they first go away to college, but those who do make it through to graduation won't hesitate to give advice to the underclassmen.
I think it depends on the person. If you know exactly what you want to do and you apply yourself, 4 years should be not a problem at all, but most people have no clue what they want to do. They come in undecided, change their majors a couple times. Plus, if you have a little too much fun, that throws into things too. But I think, yeah, you can do it in 4, but I think a lot of people don't, and I think it's okay either way.
Marshall looks to once again increase the rate of freshmen that return as sophomores the following year. The university has seen that number increase in at least each of the last 3 years. Lauren Hightower, MU Report.
The fall semester is 15 weeks long, so students have plenty of time to become acclimated to their new environment.
It's a new school year, and with that comes issues with parking on campus. A new parking garage just opened on 6th Avenue, but that has not helped offset the hectic parking situation on Marshall University's campus. As Rachel Ford reports, many students are less than thrilled with commuting to class every day.
With the beginning of a new semester in late August, Marshall University's campus began experiencing an influx of cars needing to find a place to park. It happens every year at this time. Even with the opening of the new parking garage on 6th Avenue, students are still finding it difficult to find a convenient spot.
It's normally pretty difficult to find a place to park on campus because there are so many commuters and people who need to park here. So normally I leave earlier than I normally otherwise would to find a place to park.
The new 6th Avenue garage offers 411 spaces, which is an increase from the number of spaces in the surface lot that was there before. But there's a catch. It's also a little more expensive to park up rather than out. The parking garage operates from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday at a cost of 50 cents an hour, which, as Chief James Terry says, is more convenient for students only on campus a couple of hours a week.
If you're only here 3 hours a week or 4 hours a week, if you're only taking 2 classes in an evening class, it gives you an option of not buying the permit.
Some students were unable to purchase parking permits this semester before they sold out, causing some commuters to find alternative places near campus to park.
Surface parking passes sold out really quickly, leaving me to park here on 14th Street and ride my bicycle to class.
Even though semester-long parking permits are sold out, students needing to park on campus can still purchase day passes for $2 at the Public Safety Building. Otherwise, it's wait and see who quits, leaves, and pull into their old spot. Rachel Ford, MU Report.
Parking on campus is enforced Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Anyone with questions about campus parking can contact the Parking and Transportation Office located inside the Bliss Charles Public Safety Building.
Marshall University students took time out to honor those lost in 2 tragic events this month. Ashley Killingsworth reports.
Marshall University students marched to the healing field at Spring Hill Cemetery to honor the victims of the 1970 plane crash as well as the victims of the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001.
I think it's important that the students take part in things like this so that they remember the tragedy that we had, of course, with the plane crash, and also remember 9/11 because it was all something that was significant in our lives and continues to be something that we remember as a country.
75 people, including Marshall University football players as well as members of the Huntington community, were killed on the night of November 14, 1970, when the plane crashed returning home from a game at East Carolina University. Marshall and the city of Huntington have become synonymous with this tragic event.
To our school, it's so important because that's our history and that's what our community is sadly known for, but we also just show that our community and our campus are all one.
Incorporating the students of Marshall incorporates a larger part of the community and hopefully a younger demographic of the community who might not normally turn out to these events.
With such a large turnout this year, event organizers say this is an event they hope to host annually. Ashley Killingsworth, MU Report.
More than 100 people attended this year's event.
If you think organizing your room is difficult, try reorganizing 6 floors of books and periodicals. After a year and a half of shifting, the Morrow Library stacks are completely organized with all of the items ready to be found. Tessa Ray has more from the Morrow Library stacks.
In spring 2011, Morrow Library closed the stacks to limited access in order to make more space for the University Archives and Manuscript Collections Department. The shifting took a year and a half, with the project officially completed September 6th, just a week behind schedule.
The end result of all this is we made enough space on floor 2M. In fact, there are no books or periodicals on the upper floor of the stack tower. That's where the University Archives and Special Collections will go. We had enough space to grow. What you see behind me here is the empty space that came out of all this.
The original placement of the stacks was quite chaotic, with books and periodicals intermixed between the floors. Also, the books were organized in one system while the periodicals were in a completely different system. This was very confusing and just would not do.
What will benefit the library is that with the process going the way it is now, it will actually help the students better by just organization-wise.
More than 25 people assisted in the shifting project, sometimes moving carts of books up to 200 pounds 4 and 5 times to temporary locations until their final placement could be determined. This required careful measuring and attention to details and putting them in Library of Congress call number order. During the shifting process, students had limited access to the stacks, meaning that they always had to have someone help them find what they needed. Now that the library is organized, DeBruin is happy to say Morrow Library is back in business. Tessa Ray, MU Report.
Students once again have unlimited access to the stacks as long as they sign in and leave a photo ID at the front desk, which is the same protocol as before the shift. If students need help maneuvering the new setup, they can feel free to ask for help from any of the work-study employees.
A new football season also means new leaders for the team. This year, the Thundering Herd is using a big voice from a small group to lead. Adam Rogers has more on Marshall's football's senior class.
Marshall football has just 9 seniors on its 2012 roster and is one of the smallest senior classes in the NCAA. Despite having such a small class, the Herd uses the experience those 9 seniors bring.
We have some great seniors on this team. I mean, even though it's not a bunch, but we have some great seniors. Me, Devin, Aaron, Booker, the guys from Boston College. The seniors on this team are the ones that make big plays out here on the field, lead this team in the right way.
students. I mean, as older guys, as leaders of the team, you know, and our seniors sit together, you know, we always say talking about what we can do or what we can do to better off the team, you know, things like that. And we just been trying to lead our team, and you know, we got a lot of young guys, but I mean, definitely starting to buy in. You know, I mean, we're playing good football right now. I mean, our offense definitely playing good football. Defense came on strong last week, so I mean, we're definitely just improving every week.
Before the season began, there were just 6 seniors on the Herd's roster. Over the summer, safeties Okechukwu Okoroa and Dominic LeGrand transferred from Boston College for their final year. Then, Marshall added Penn State wide receiver Devin Smith to the roster, bringing the total number of seniors to 9. Sophomore quarterback Rakeem Cato says the team always knew the seniors were the guys to go to.
We know as coming in the season, these are our guys, these are our leaders. So these are guys who we got to look up to, and if we need something, we got to go to those guys and just stuff like that. I mean, they always been even since last year as a junior, they always been the guys that we can look up to and go ask questions if we need something, stuff like that. So they always did their job.
With players such as Vinnie Curry, Lee Smith, and Mario Harvey to look up to as underclassmen, the Marshall seniors say they learned a lot about being a leader, and it starts with being vocal.
Yeah, definitely just being vocal, you know, just being vocal to the team, you know, let them know what's going on. If something's going wrong, I gotta get them going, you know. If we're not playing like I think we should be, then I gotta get on them and get them to let's go.
Me looking up to those guys when they was here, I can remember them leading the right way and showing me the path. So now that me being a senior, looking up to those guys, seeing what those guys did for me, I could do for the younger guys.
Hopefully for Marshall football, the underclassmen continue to learn from their senior leaders. For MU Report, I'm Adam Rogers.
Marshall's next home game is October 6th against the University of Tulsa on homecoming weekend.
Hundreds of runners, walkers, children, and volunteers gathered in memory of Paul Ambrose this month. Dr. Ambrose was the Marshall alumni who died in the 9/11 attacks. As Dwight George reports, money for the trail in Huntington was raised in Ambrose's memory.
And they're off at the sound of the gun, running in the memory of Dr. Paul Ambrose, a Marshall alumni whose life ended on September 11, 2001, when terrorists crashed American Airlines Flight 77 into the Pentagon. The Paul Ambrose Trail for Health now works to raise money for a growing path in the city of Huntington. The path is a growing bicycle and pedestrian trail providing healthy and recreational opportunities for the city of Huntington.
Paul Ambrose embodied public health in being healthy and healthy lifestyles, and he would be proud of today with so many people involved and all the children that are here.
With over 550 adults and 100 children participating at this year's Fit Fest, the Paul Ambrose Trail has raised over $100,000. For the past 4 years, runners have kept the memory and work of Paul Ambrose alive. Dr. Ken Ambrose, father to the late Paul Ambrose, believes the path represents what Paul worked on his entire life.
The path is a living memorial in a way for what he was hoping to accomplish for Huntington, the tri-state area, and for the nation, of improving the health, wellness of all of its citizens.
Among the flags that remembered those who were lost on 9/11 stands one flag with the name Paul Ambrose. Dwight George, MU Report.
Completed sections of the path include 9/10 of a mile at St. Cloud Commons, 3.5 miles of paved inner roadway in Spring Hill Cemetery, and bike lanes throughout Huntington. Thanks for watching, as that's all the time we have for this edition of MU Report. I'm Brittany Barton.
Join us again in 2 weeks on this West Virginia Public Broadcasting station. I'm Jared Clay, and if you have any questions, you can contact our advisor Christopher Swindell at 304-696-2729 or at swindell@marshall.edu. Again, thanks for watching and have a great day.